Imagine your morning. You woke up and there was that split-second battle between your finger and the snooze button. You eventually rolled out of bed, chose the red mug over the blue one, and decided, after a moment of consideration, to click on this video. To you, these feel like choices. You feel like the pilot of a biological craft, steering through a sea of options. This is the foundation of everything we value, our pride in our achievements, our system of justice, and our sense of identity. If we aren't choosing, then what are we? But there's a cold, hard shadow looming over this feeling. It's the shadow of physics. If we look at the universe through a microscope, the pilot starts to disappear, replaced by a series of gears that have been turning since the dawn of time. Today, we're going to explore the two biggest camps in the war for your mind: the determinists, who say you're a puppet, and the emergentists, who say you're the lead architect. The Clockwork Universe. Let's start with the no free will camp. Their argument is deceptively simple and scientifically terrifying. It's called determinism. Think of the universe as a giant cosmic game of pool. If you hit a pool ball at a specific angle with a specific amount of force, the result isn't a choice by the ball. It's a mathematical necessity. It must go into the corner pocket because the laws of physics, momentum, friction, gravity, command it to. Now look at yourself. You are made of organs, which are made of cells, which are made of atoms, and atoms, as far as we can tell, are just tiny pool balls. They don't have hopes or dreams. They just react to the particles next to them. If your brain is a physical object made of atoms, then every thought you have is just a chemical recoil. When you decide to buy a coffee, it's really just a massive chain reaction of neurons firing because of the neurons that fired before them, which fired because of the breakfast you ate, which was influenced by the DNA your parents gave you. In the 1800s, a mathematician named Pierre-Simon Laplace proposed a thought experiment. If a demon, or a supercomputer, knew the exact position and velocity of every single atom in the universe at the moment of the Big Bang, that computer could calculate every event that would ever happen. It could see the fall of empires, the weather next Tuesday, and the exact moment you'd scratch your nose while listening to this sentence. In this view, you aren't a pilot. You are a passenger on a train that is locked onto a single set of rails. You might feel like you're steering, but the tracks were laid down 14 billion years ago. The quantum wildcard. Usually, this is where people try to find a get-out-of-jail-free card using quantum mechanics. They say, wait, at the subatomic level, particles are random. They aren't like pool balls. They're fuzzy and unpredictable. And they're right. Particles can pop in and out of existence, or be in two places at once. The no free will camp, however, has a very sobering response to this. Randomness is not the same as freedom. Think about it. If you have a randomness generator in your brain and it suddenly flickers, causing you to punch a wall or marry a stranger, you still didn't make that choice. A random subatomic glitch did. Free will requires intent. It requires you to be in charge. If your actions are either 100% predictable or 100% random, there's still no room for a you to pull the levers. In both scenarios, you're just a spectator watching a show, either a scripted drama or a chaotic experimental film. It's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? The case for emergence. But don't lose hope yet. The second camp, the pro-free will side, thinks the determinists are making a massive mistake.
They argue that the determinists are looking at the universe through a straw. They are so focused on the atoms that they've missed the human. They use a concept called emergence. Think about a single H2O molecule. Is it wet? No. Wetness is a word that describes how trillions of molecules behave when they stick together. You can analyze a single molecule until the end of time, and you will never find wetness inside it. It only emerges at a higher level of reality.
The universe is built in layers, and each layer has its own rules. At the bottom layer, you have quantum physics, the rules of atoms. At the middle layer, you have biology, the rules of life and survival. At the top layer, you have psychology, the rules of thoughts, values, and choices. The mistake of the no free will camp is trying to explain the top layer using only the rules of the bottom layer. It's like trying to explain the plot of Romeo and Juliet by analyzing the chemical composition of the ink on the page. You'll learn a lot about ink, but you'll learn absolutely nothing about the tragedy of the story. On your layer, the human layer, you are more than the sum of your atoms. Your 80 billion neurons form a network so complex that it creates a self. And that self has its own causal power. When you weigh the pros and cons of a job offer, that mental struggle is a real physical event. You are a variable in the equation. Your character, your memories, and your future goals are active forces that push the atoms around. In this view, you aren't just witnessing the universe. You are a part of the universe that has gained the ability to look at itself and change its own trajectory. Why the feeling matters. So who is right? The truth is, we don't have a final answer. We might never have one. But here is the practical reality. Whether your choice was written in the Big Bang or emerged from your complex brain, you still have to live your life. Think about a sunset. Scientifically, the sun isn't setting. The Earth is just spinning. But that doesn't make the sunset an illusion. It's a real experience. It dictates when we go home, how we feel, and what we see. Free will is the same. We experience choice. We feel the weight of responsibility. Our entire civilization, laws, contracts, love, is built on the assumption that we are responsible for what we do. If we acted as if we had no free will, society would collapse. We'd stop trying, dreaming, and stop holding people accountable. Even the most hardcore determinists still look both ways before crossing the street. They still feel proud when they finish a difficult project. They still act as if they are free. Conclusion. The final choice. At the end of the day, maybe free will isn't a magical power we have. Maybe it's a property of complexity. It's what it feels like to be a universe that has become self-aware. You are a biological machine, yes, but you are a machine that can reflect on its own programming. You are a machine that can ask why and what if. As you finish this video, you have a choice. You can go back to scrolling, you can go for a walk, or you can think deeply about what we just discussed. Is that choice a chemical reaction, a random flicker, or a conscious decision? The answer probably depends on which layer of reality you decide to live in. But either way, the next move is yours. Or at least it's going to feel like it. Thanks for being here. Now, go do something by choice.